Today I'm bringing you a very early version of a game that, frankly, is really interesting and at its state right now, really good. This is Element Crush, a tower defense game mixed with a match 3 game. I don't think I've seen these two types of game mechanics put together before, especially in this way in particular. So this is something to keep an eye on as it continues to develop, but as it stands right now, I think you're gonna have a really good time playing it. How do you play it? Well, we have to start from the beginning, for you see, we have kind of a bit of customization. If we click beginning, we can choose our 4 elements to start with. These are your tiles, and with those tiles, you create your towers. More will be explained and demonstrated in a bit, but what I like to go for is the water element. If you hover over the token here with your mouse, you can read what it does. So this one shoots adjacent tiles, which is really good. I actually like the Shadow Dark Tower, which shoots diagonally. I cover my bases with those. The other one, I've grown accustomed to the normal fire one, because it just shoots forward. And then the last one, I tend to go with the buff, because the light sandy tower buffs adjacent towers. So you'll understand what all this means as we continue. But wait, there's still a little bit more, because we also have to choose our special abilities. I think Fireball works, because it clears a lane. This little switcheroo thing here, which cycles up the grid, and then this one right here, which swaps things around. All of this is probably non-understandable to you at the moment, but wait, once we start playing, you will understand it very well. Now, we start off the game as a regular match 3 type scenario. We have a board of tiles that we had picked beforehand. We have our abilities off the side here, which cost gold to use. The original set down kind of gave me a few things, including a dark tower, which we'll get into towers in a bit. How you play, or at least the first part of how you play, is rather simple. We have to swap tiles. Only diagonal and vertical in 1 space increments, mind you. No going all over the board and just picking willy-nilly. That's what the red power-up does. So, as we start off, we have this little tower. No, not tower. This is a mine that we didn't pick, because this is what provides gold. Gold is what we use for our special powers. We'll get into all the special power stuff in a bit, but I want to swap that with this swamp. Gives us a little bit of gold, and brings down another few tiles. This is not a good starting spot, mind you. I'm going to move those 2 there, and it creates that thing there. I then want to move this and move that there. And I'm not going to move again for a very specific reason, because if we look at the top of our board, we have some very interesting information, along with the side, which actually flew by my head the first time I played. So, at the top, we have the gold that we have, which lets us use our powers. You spend the gold to cast these spells. The more gold you have, probably the better, but you will run out very quickly, so use these powers sparingly. We then have, next to that, the amount of swaps per round, because you can't just willy-nilly keep moving the board around as the monsters start coming, because remember, this is also a tower defense. So this game goes in 2 phases. One, the match 4, match 3. Numbers. You can match 4, but that just gives you extra money and doesn't really do much of anything else. If through your few first turns, you get a few towers, right? That's what we've gotten. We've got our water temple, water tower, the shadow temple, and the fire shooter thing. We got one more. I have that lined up for me. Once we run out of turns, the monsters come. Now, this is a wave-based game, so once you kill all the monsters, you get to turn 2, which then means you get to move the board around a little bit, create a few more towers, so on and so forth. Hence what the weird, almost wind symbol is. That's the amount of rounds you've gone, or whichever round you are on right now. The middle, all zeros number thing, is your score, because this is also a score attack game, and the hearts are the amount of lives you have, or the amount of monsters that have gotten past your defenses. If that reaches 0, you lose. Pretty simple, standard stuff to begin with. Also, on the mountainy crag side, you may or may not be able to see these tiny red arrow-like things. That is where the monsters are going to come from, because, again, this is grid-based, and that matters a lot. For you see, certain towers only do certain things. The red tower here that we, picked, which is pretty good, only fires in a straight line. So it's not going to be able to hit the monsters coming out from the arrow there. This blue tower right here only shoots things that are around it, which is why I like it so much. You can have them dotted around everywhere and then still be able to pick off some early game stuff. Shadow temples cover my edges. They shoot diagonally, which covers the blind spots. And then we have, for the last one, this one right here, which will very much help kill the bugs that are coming in this direction. Ooh, and I got an unintentional fire cannon too. So yeah, first wave, pretty easy to take care of. It incrementally gets worse and worse as you go along. And it's also really, really fun. So, that was turn 1, and that's the game. You can, of course, as I said before, customize your loadout with picking the elements and your abilities and figure out what works for you. Did that. Of course, that is a buff shrine there. If I then swap these two around, I can buff. If I hover over it, it tells you what they buff, so just one tile up and down, left and right. We got another shadow tower right there. What can we pick? We can move that over there, which works pretty well. And then, let's see, the towers are going to come from the top, because that's where the arrows are. So we're going to use a special ability, which is Cycle the Grid. It moves the bottom row to the top row, so it gives you amount of shifting to work with. Also, the red one lets me choose a tile and then another tile from anywhere on the board and just throw it anywhere. So I like that. And then Fireball clears an aisle. So if anything gets really too out of hand, I have a backup. I'm gonna create that and then see what happens. So yeah, that's turn 2. And that's the game. It's really, really simple, and at this point in its development, I really, really like it. It's straightforward enough to understand very completely, but it has that customizationalness that lets you make it your own and replay it on so many amount of times. It's really, really, really good. Also, you can match 3 of the towers that you have to level each tower up. So you gotta also keep remembering to not only create towers, but buff your towers, because as the rounds go on, you're going to get your ass kicked. Like, super kicked. This game gets hard, and I love it. I'm gonna move those around there, move that like so. We have 2 swaps left. Nothing. Oh, yes, we do. We have that right there. Those 2 right like so. And then we can move that. And as a 4 stack, because this is a match 3 only, if you get 4 or more in a row, you gain extra coins. I really like this game. keep going, though. We'll keep going. And then that can go like that. And we've got 3 buffs on the board. Move that over there. Fill up that. Get lots of things to protect me. Because at this moment, I am killing it. I got the red arrows coming off from the top. I'm actually going to swap the bottom row with the top row, or shuffle it about, so I have a little bit more protection up at the top. Because as the rounds continue, placement gets more important than how many towers you have. Because then you can really, like, focus fire on certain places. And then, as I set up last turn, we get that like that. I'm gonna move that, and that falls down like so. Do I have any other real movements here? Not particularly. Oh, well, I can do this, but level 2 towers don't stack with level 1 towers. But I can do this, and then give that one a buff. That worked out pretty well. So yeah, if you think this game is for you, the link to it will be in the description below. I really, really like it. I would recommend, well, I'm recommending it full-heartedly. Full-heartedly, wholeheartedly. Mine went to weird places there. Let's swap something. I want to swap this one and that, so I can get a second tower there. I've got, what, 3 moves left? Alright, let's move that and that over there. And that's good for now. I'm setting up to create a leveled up sideways shadow tower. The monsters are getting tougher. Much tougher. Swap that, create that. Works for me. And then that and that. Just having little buffs around the place helps you fill out your gaps. Quite enjoy that. That can go there. I'm actually doing really well. I haven't beaten my high score yet, but we're getting close. And then that can go like that, which gives us room for more towers. But we've got 2 more places to go. I want to move that and that to move this to get the level 2 water temple a little bit more buff. I don't think towers stack. Not towers, buffs stack here. Attack speed by 10%. I don't know if that does. Actually, you know what? Let's find out right now. So this goes to 0.91. If I move it, this is now... Yes, it does. Multiples do. Okay, you're learning things. That's pretty good. Oh yeah, and they're not gonna get past those water traps. The water traps. I also haven't been using my gold, so that's I'm good. Good. I have to hold on to those. If I want to swap that one here and that swamp right there, move that over there, get that buffed, move that back over there to get that one kind of okay. I should probably end the video because I've already finished, but I'm having too much fun. That and that. Uh-oh, that's a big wave. Oh, and I don't have my top protected very well. I'm gonna wipe out the board there. There we go. That and that can go switchy-roo. That and that. Not too many moves. Oh, that one works. Fill it all up. Knock them all down. Come on. Yeah. So yeah, go play this game. It's really, really good, and I'm having a really good time playing it.